If I had to use one word to describe the Bluffton Hilton Head area and why many people are flocking here, it would be
Whoop that ass! Whoop that ass! Whoop that ass!
If you're looking for an amazing recreational lifestyle, you have found it. We talked a lot about the amazing lifestyle of the Bluffton Hilton Head area. Today, we're going to approach things a little differently. We are going to talk about home prices.
Wow. Buzzkill.
I know, it's not nearly as fun as talking about the lifestyle, but when coming from a different market, it's hard to conceptualize what are their home prices and what do you get for them. A lot of times people think that by the nature of us being in the South, it is just going to be dirt cheap. That's not the case here on the coast. What are the home prices like here in Bluffton?
That's a great question.
Off the top, we are a coastal area, and this type of lifestyle has significant value. If you do a Google search of the most expensive towns, homes, or county in South Carolina, chances are the Hilton Head Bluffton area and Beaufort County is going to be in your top results, second to that of Charleston in some cases. It's typical that where home values are high, the cost of living tends to be higher as well. And although Hilton Head Island is driving much of this rating, Bluffton is neighboring town to Hilton Head, considered the Hilton Head Bluffton area by extension. Hilton Head and Bluffton are two separate markets. Bluffton's average home prices are lower, however, that's still nothing to sneeze at, and they continue to appreciate year over year. Remember, people seek out this area for the lifestyle and to be close to ocean, beaches, and waterways. Not to mention the amazing communities that you find here. According to the Hilton Head Area of Realtor's MLS market reports, as of year-to-date March 2023, the median home price here in Bluffton is $518,000. Hilton Head comes in at $980,000 as the median home price for the same point in time. The reason why Hilton Head is an entirely different market is there's ocean, beaches, resort style, and luxury living of driving up that median home price. While a majority of Hilton Head is already built out and well established, Bluffton is still growing. Bluffton is relatively small, so even on the outskirts of Bluffton, we are only about 30 minutes away from Hilton Head, of course with ideal traffic, making this a highly desirable area to be. With a median home price of $518,000 currently, average home prices would be between $450,000 and $550,000. And we are talking single-family detached homes. Under $400,000 would be considered entry-level or starter homes. There you would be looking at older homes or smaller homes because the entry-level market does not have a lot of supply here. And when it does, it goes fast. You may want to consider looking at townhomes or in the neighboring county of Jasper in the town called Hardeeville. According to the same point in time market reports, they're averaging about $402,000 for single family homes. Just keep in mind that Jasper County, although having lower median home prices, does have a higher tax rate. As far as condos are concerned, we call them villas here. Sounds kind of fancy, doesn't it? Villas or condos, they are actually more prevalent in the Hilton Head area because of the short-term rental market. They are very limited here in Bluffton, and when you do find them, they will be small, older units. Once you get over the median price point of, say, $550,000 and over, gated communities, larger and newer homes open up for you. Once you're in the 800 mark, you're heading into the high-end market of Bluffton. Here you have amazing communities that have incredible amenities such as on-site boating and restaurants, golfing, incredible facilities, activities, and clubs. The HOAs and membership fees, if they apply, are still very reasonable considering all that you get in these awesome communities. Once you hit the 1 million mark, you're now in the luxury market of Bluffton. If you go up over 5, you're in the ultra lux, and you will see a range here. This is where you will see amazing custom builds, high-end finishes, expansive properties, privacy, waterfront communities, private golf communities, nature preserves, and luxury style amenities. In this range, this is where HOA annual fees can be upwards of $25,000 a year. There may be additional memberships. One thing is for sure, this lifestyle and these communities are unparalleled. As you can see, there is quite a range in home prices here. And I suspect that the home prices here can sometimes be a bit of a surprise to people that are not familiar with this area, nor the amazing lifestyle as well as the value that it adds. The good news is that the property and school taxes here in Beaufort County are very favorable. I guess that's depending on where you're coming from. For example, check out this estimate on the Beaufort County tax calculator for a property valued at $500,000 here in the town of Bluffton as a primary resident. Fellow New Yorkers,
don't be jealous.
You could be here too. This is all relative, so depending on where you're coming from, the savings and taxes may be enough of an offset to give you an amazing lifestyle that you crave at this point in your life. What are the communities like here in Bluffton? A majority of the area is made up by planned unit developments. Most of the homes are in communities that are governed by homeowners associations, or HOAs for short. As a result, if you're looking for sizable lots with a lot of privacy that are non-HOA, you're going to be few and far in between and will be at a large premium. In Bluffton, you'll often see a large variance with high-end homes, low-end homes within the same area. If you're looking for a non-HOA home site, although you won't have HOAs governing how you maintain your property, your next door neighbor has the same rights to maintain it or not the way that they want to. Sometimes people do not maintain their properties in order to keep values up. That's one of the good things about being in a planned community. Sometimes I find that the resistance to the rules are actually greater than the restrictiveness of the rules themselves. In other words, if you read the community CC&Rs, you may find that there's not a lot of rules that you really want to break anyway, or at least that's not a deal breaker, especially when it helps maintain a certain standard among you and your neighbors. However, if you're looking to operate a business, for example, and you have heavy machinery you want to keep outside, now obviously that would be a big cause for not being in an HOA community. If you keep an open mind about living in an HOA community, you'll have a lot of choices. Otherwise, you may be looking outside of Bluffton. What are the properties like here in Bluffton? Another major difference we found coming from our home state is that there is a lot less space here in between the houses than what we're used to, especially as you get into the newer developments. And coming from 2 acres in New York, we really weren't sure how we were going to feel about coming down here into a much smaller lot size and being so close to our neighbors. When we moved here, we were actually looking for a more active lifestyle. We wanted to be closer to the water. We wanted great amenities. We actually wanted a sense of community as well. Realizing the challenge of getting a sizable lot within the budget that we were looking at, we ended up taking a different approach. We realized what we were after was actually visual privacy, not necessarily expansive space in between our neighbors. If we had visual privacy, we would feel comfortable. That could mean being on a wooded lot, on a cul-de-sac, a lagoon lot, landscaping. If it doesn't exist when you get there, what can you do to give yourself that privacy that you're after, to allow you to be in a great area and feel comfortable? In our home, we ended up settling for limited curb appeal or privacy in the front, knowing we can always go in the back and have our privacy back there. I lovingly call our home the mullet because it's business in the front, party in the back. You would have a very hard time finding this in New York anywhere, especially within our price range. And needless to say, we absolutely love it here. What are the homes like here in Bluffton? Think of the growth having started on Hilton Head and expanded out into the neighboring towns. Bluffton is fairly new to being developed. You will find communities that have been here for 20, 30 years. You'll find a lot of newer communities, and then there's plenty of new build communities with lots available currently. There's no basements here. You find a lot of high ceilings, a lot of wind stories. Styles do vary, especially among the varying communities and builders. New builds can be rather affordable compared to what you may have been looking at in your home state. Back in New York, we did not have these amenity-rich planned communities. If you wanted a new home, you had to find a lot, get construction loans, permitting, hire the builders, and it was a few-year process. It'd be very costly, time-consuming, and stressful. In Bluffton, there are generally two types of builders. One is a custom builder and the other is a production builder. Custom builders may be boutique type builders on the smaller scale, or they could actually be larger builders that you employ separately to build your house on a lot that you have previously purchased to build a custom home. And this would need to be in a community that allows custom builds. Naturally, this process and the cost can be a lot more extensive, but you will get an amazing custom home based on your specific design and requirements. There are a lot of communities here that have available lots, including some of the amazing 55 active lifestyle communities such as Sun City, Latitude Margaritaville, Four Seasons, as well as various non-age restricted communities. There's a wide array of new builds and also within various budgets. In certain communities, they use certain builders. Some of these production builders may offer what's called spec homes or semi-custom homes. The process for getting into your new build can be anywhere from 4 to 18 months. Spec homes are where the builders choose the floor plans, the finishes. They have designers that pick out some amazing combinations of finishes that appeal to many buyers. And they pre-build a move-in ready home that can be ready in as little as 4 months. If you want to get into something faster, want to reduce the stress of building something, a quick move-in may be a good option for you. Quick move-ins also sometimes offer amazing incentives as well. Production builders also build what's called semi-custom homes. These are a cross between spec homes and custom homes. This is where you'll have more to say about the layout of a particular home and the stylings of it, but they are fewer than if you were going with your own custom home. Your choices will be less than that of a custom build. You'll find some great options. They have designers that give you certain options and packages that you can select from. And this is how these production builders can build out an entire community while keeping to schedule and managing costs. Don't let the word production builders fool you. A lot of them offer very high quality builds. You may need to be a little bit flexible about the choices you have. At the end of the day, you can end up with a brand new, maintenance-free home in a fabulous community. Do not be fooled by the prices you see on Zillow, for example. A lot of these new build prices are not the all-in price. In fact, it's often the starting base price minus the lot premium and less any upgrades that you would likely want to have. Unlike the multiple listing service for resale homes, there is no central database for all of the new build home possibilities in one place. If you would like more information on new build homes, click on the link below and I can send you some options.